Crypto markets are pumping to the upside once more, and optimism is returning to the markets every single day. But this time is obviously different, because this crypto bull market is all about mass adoption. If you can find projects and niches that are going to bring in millions, if not billions of users to the blockchain, then you're going to be able to find projects that are going to see huge price appreciation. Having scoured the markets to try and identify the most profitable niches, I think I've found it. I think AI, but more importantly, digital human AI, is going to be where we're going to see some of the biggest growth into the future. Therefore, in this video, I'm going to talk about why that niche is going to be so profitable, and I'm going to provide the data to prove it. I'm also going to talk about a handful of projects that I think represent this niche perfectly and could well be the ones that are onboarding millions of users into the future. One of these projects already has onboarded millions of users into blockchain technology seamlessly and is doing this every single day. This is a really important video. So if you want to know how to make some serious gains in this bull market, hit the like button and let's get into today's video. Now, before we dive in and find out exactly what is going on in the world of digital human AI and have a look at those projects, we need to understand where we're at in these markets, because this really is a very optimal time, in my opinion, to enter into markets. So why is that? Well, if we look at the Bitcoin chart, you can see that Bitcoin is now above $99,000 and is closely following the global M2 money supply. The M2 money supply is rising because countries around the world are quantitative easing. They're reducing interest rates, like China, like the EU, like the UK. These countries are stimulating their economies, and that's why we're seeing this growth. So despite the fact that yesterday we didn't have interest rate cuts from the Federal Reserve, we are starting to see money flowing into the system, and it's only a matter of time before the confidence fully returns to the market and all the altcoins start to blow up along with Bitcoin. Now, why have I decided that AI, and more importantly, this particular niche, is where we should be looking? Well, it's pretty obvious, I think, if you look around the world right now and if you go and look into some of the data. This is OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, and you can see the annual revenue growth rate since 2023 in billions of dollars has now gone way beyond $10 billion. And in terms of usage of particular platforms, the speed of ChatGPT, which was the product from OpenAI, to reach 1 million users only took 5 days. If you look down the list, it took Netflix 3.5 years to get to this point. Facebook took 10 months, Instagram 2.5 months. We are accelerating as we move down the list into new products every single time. And that means that we are seeing real adoption of AI tools. You're probably using ChatGPT every single day. But think about how some of these products are going to be implementing the blockchain technology into the future and how AI is really going to be changing the game for us. Now, within AI and the growth of AI, we're starting to see a particular sector growing bigger than any other, and that's the global digital human market, which in 2024 was worth $31.5 billion and is projected by 2032, which really isn't that far away, to reach $625 billion. Let that sink in for a moment. $625 billion is bigger than the market cap of XRP, Ethereum, Solana combined. This is a huge amount of money, and if we can catch projects that have billion-dollar market cap or less, then we're going to be able to start to enjoy some of this growth phase, because it's going to be directly reflected in the value of our wallets. So what is digital human technology? Well, you're probably interacting right now with ChatGPT and it's pretty useful. But into the future, you're going to be starting to have your own personal assistant that is basically you, that can go and carry out tasks for you. This assistant will become more and more realistic. You could be going to a doctor, and that doctor could effectively be a digital version of another doctor. You could be watching the weather report, and it could be a digital AI reporting on the weather. You could be playing video games with digital human-like intelligent AIs playing against you. You can see movies that are completely AI generated with various different characters playing out the roles through time. This is literally like Westworld, and is starting to become more and more a reality every single day. So where to look? Well, first of all, let's have a look at Humans AI, a project that I've personally been holding for quite some time. Despite having recent kind of pullbacks in the market, it still sits there with a $90 million market cap. Humans AI has been featured on various news channels, has partnered with NVIDIA, and is one of the more tech-focused products out there in the crypto markets. It allows you to create AIs that can be used for your everyday living. I could potentially create an AI to support me in various different chat groups, to support me with Twitter posts, etc., that wasn't as smart as me, but was in fact 10 times smarter, that could do all the things that I can't do, to be able to call CEOs and find out what's going on with their projects, to be able to hang out in all the different chat groups across crypto and identify different opportunities and trends. Humans AI has been building some really exciting products and is one of the ones that I think is going to see some significant growth. And with only a $90 million market cap, looking into this particular growth rate, it's kind of easy to see why Humans AI could potentially have the trajectory to reach a $1 billion market cap, or potentially even multiple billions of dollar market cap in the future. And right now, the price sits down in and around this region where many people are still wondering whether there's ever going to be an altcoin season. If you're sat there right now thinking that Bitcoin's just going higher and higher and the Bitcoin dominance is crushing you, don't worry about it, because eventually this turns around and it does this. And when it does this, and it will do this because it does it every time once confidence reaches a certain level, then you're going to see altcoins going crazy. And this is why I say it's your final chance. And people will be like, yeah, you've said this time and time again. I say it time and time again because it's really true. Right now, so many projects are sat down in this kind of quiet zone, and eventually the market's going to flip, and it's going to happen so quickly, and all of these projects are going to be rallying up, and you're going to be asking me, is it too late to buy into this or that? And without fail, we'll see that time happen again. Luckily, you're watching this video. Luckily, you're subscribed to the House of Crypto. Make sure if you aren't already. And you're going to be able to capture the next moves because you've already started to see these early moves taking place right now. So Humans AI is cool because it allows us to create digital versions of ourselves or digital AI agents that can carry out various tasks. It's going to hugely impact your life into the future. But I've just found another project that is launching very, very soon, in fact. I'm going to tell you how you can get into that in just a moment. But it's completely blown my mind because Antics here is taking things to the next level. Not only is it going to have human-like intelligence, but it's going to match that with human-like appearance. They've already been partnering with major companies around the world. We're talking Tencent in China, we're talking FIFA to build the video games, we're talking Game of Thrones, we're talking about a huge range of different use cases that this particular company is working towards. Now, obviously, from this particular image, things are starting to get towards something quite scary, I think, because I think you'll agree that these are pretty lifelike. If you combine this kind of lifelike appearance of digital imagery and you combine it with AI intelligence that is completely human-like, then you can see the potential use cases of this into the future. Now, Antics allows you to build your own digital twin. This is really, really cool. As someone who has to sit down and make YouTube videos every single day, potentially in the future, I might even be able to transition to being an AI agent without you even noticing. Just imagine that. I could chill out in the background while one agent's writing scripts and the other one is out there making videos like this. And that's just one use case. Imagine going to the doctor and having an AI doctor basically take you through and explain exactly what is wrong with you every time you go to the doctor. Imagine having one that goes and shows you around different houses, that knows the floor plans, that knows the statistics, that knows what the kitchen counter's made of and how much it costs to implement, or whether or not there's any planning permission to build that garden shed that you want at the end of the garden. The possibilities for this are endless. But more importantly, it's going to really start to cut down the costs of various different developments. If you think back to movies like Avatar cost something like $400,000 per minute to be able to produce that movie. Maybe it was even more. But with technology like this, where you can start implementing AI characters into movies with this kind of imagery, you're going to be able to cut down those costs to perhaps just a few dollars. This is going to make the whole world way more efficient. It's going to bring down costs of everything and allow people to be able to really start to carry out lots of different tasks and perhaps free up a lot of time. If you're not using AI right now to try and free up more time and become more productive, I guarantee you're going to get left behind. Now, if you've watched my channel before, you will know that I'm all about adoption and identifying products and projects that are bringing in real-world users. As you can see, Antics has caught my eye because it already has 20 existing clients around the world, some of the biggest ones, in fact. Also, they've completed various projects, they worked on various different cinema experiences, and have some of the biggest names available. Now, this isn't just for businesses, but in the future, you're going to be able to create your own digital twins. And that is something where I think we're going to start to see adoption, because people like me are going to share our digital twins on videos, and you're probably going to rush out there and start to buy digital twins as well. And this isn't just me saying this. This is being recognized out there in the wider markets. Hacker Moon, which is a really top-level competition for new startups with thousands of entries, the top winners were all about humanizing internet, AI, interactions, etc. And as you can see, Did It came number 1, but in number 2 was Antics Interactive. This project has already been recognized for the level of technology that it's being able to produce. It's already got all those key partnerships. Once it starts to onboard users who are buying their product, etc., then things are going to get massive. And you're thinking, well, why do they need a cryptocurrency? Well, because AI agents, if you want them in the future to carry out tasks for you that involve taking payments and making payments, might be paying phone bills, etc., they're going to need to have access to the blockchain. They're also going to need the blockchain to be able to interact with other AI agents out there, because other AI agents are going to be taking that hotel hotel booking at the end of the line. So you could say to your agent, hey, I want you to go and book me a hotel in Paris for the weekend. It's going to go and carry out that task, interacting with an AI agent on the other end. Imagine you go to the doctor, and the doctor wants to diagnose you with something it's seen, but it needs access to the entire wider market of other doctors around the world who are diagnosing patients in a certain way. This is all going to take place through blockchain technology, and it's why we need tokens and tokenization to be able to support these networks. So how do we get involved in Antics? Well, it's not yet launched. But as the market starts to pick up, you're going to see a lot of projects launching. And in the past, you might not have seen new projects performing so well, but trust me. And once we start to see real confidence returning to the markets, if you're able to get into pre-sales at slightly discounted rates, it's going to give you a massive step up, a massive opportunity ahead of everyone else. Right now, Antics has a token sale, and I've gone to their platform and I've managed to get a link. So if you use my link down below, you'll be able to save 5% off this sale. And also you get 35% discount on their TGE price. This is an opportunity to step into a $300 billion industry from what they're talking about here. And remember, $600 billion plus by the years 2032. If you're getting involved in projects like this that have real users, onboarding real users and starting to bring in real revenue, things could get very, very exciting indeed. If you want to access the pre-sale for Antics before their project launches with a massive 35% discount and an additional 5% bonus, then simply use my link down below. This is the white paper for Antics. Obviously, go and do your research. Don't invest in anything I talk about without doing your research. And if you want to understand more about how to research into the future, then obviously subscribe. This is what we do in every video. We're looking in depth as to why the data is supporting the growth. We go and look at projects that are going to benefit from that growth of data, etc. And also, if you are interested in that sale, you probably want to hurry up because the Antics Stage 1 sale sold out in less than 5 minutes. So I don't know whether or not this one will sell out probably by the time this video goes live. If it hasn't, go and do your research and check it out. Now, if you're like me and you've just learned about these AI avatars from Antics, you're probably thinking, yeah, that's pretty damn cool. But how in the future do I know if anyone's real? How do I know that I don't get like lured out of my house to potentially go and meet a friend when actually it's an AI that's being used to entice me out of my house and then someone's going to go and rob all my crypto from me? If you're on dating apps and you're out there on Tinder and you're wondering, am I talking to a real person or could it be some sort of AI? Or you're getting a phone call from the bank telling you that you need to do this or that. The scams are going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be really difficult to navigate this space unless there was a way to differentiate between AIs and humans. And that's where I think World.org comes in. Because World.org is about the real human network. Now, World.org, previously known as Worldcoin, is a project that is co-founded by Sam Altman. Now, if Sam Altman sounds familiar, he should, because he's the founder of OpenAI, which is behind ChatGPT, which reached 1 million users in 5 days. It reached 100 million users within about the first month. And that's why its revenue is absolutely surging towards the upside right now. But Sam Altman and his team have identified that there is an issue out there with AI and human interaction, and that is being able to prove whether or not someone is human. Now, just the other day, I talked about Worldcoin, something that was very exciting that was happening there. It's rumored that they're building a new social media platform. Imagine it kind of like Twitter, but integrated with ChatGPT technology, the ability to recreate different images, the ability to learn far more and to be able to consume more useful content, etc. And also a potential for a payment platform to be built into that, kind of like Tencent's WeChat. This is basically the everything app in China that allows you to use social media to be able to pay for things, etc. This could be integrated into the new platform that OpenAI might be building or are rumored to be building. But as I've already alluded to, there is a real problem in this particular niche, and it's the proof of being a human. It might sound a bit far-fetched right now, but we are getting very, very close. Just last year, we were so far behind where this technology is at right now. Because the AI itself is smart and additional help in building different projects, the acceleration of technology development right now is absolutely insane. So what is World? Well, previously, they had all of these different orbs out there that allowed you to go out there, scan your irises, and create your own personal identity on-chain. This personal identity is linked to your irises, your eyes, and effectively allows you to prove that you're a human because obviously AIs don't have that capability. Now, many people were a bit skeptical because this started as maybe a little bit of a trend and no one was really aware of how big this could potentially get. But because of the growth of OpenAI and because of Sam Altman's reputation as one of the most prolific founders probably on the planet right now, we've started to see this really growing right now. And with Worldcoin right now at a $1.1 billion market cap, this kind of growth trajectory is pretty insane. Now, I've been paying attention to this over the last few days, and it's been getting bigger and bigger every single day, currently at 12.4 million humans. 12.4 million humans who've downloaded the Worldcoin app, which you can download yourself. Just come across this website and click on Get World app. It's absolutely free. Who've then gone to a place near one of their cities to be able to scan their irises and then get their identity on the blockchain. For this, they then earn Worldcoin rewards that can then be used to carry out various transactions and to support the network. This is obviously through a gasless wallet as well, so it's completely free to be able to send transactions. Now, I was wondering whether or not this would be having the potential to see significant growth, because if we think about this for a moment, if everybody starts to get onboarded into this, and this number becomes 100 million, 500 million, a billion, then things get very exciting. But up until very recently, it was only possible to go and have your irises scanned in, let's say, London or New York, or one of the kind of major cities around the world. But things are about to change because they've started to open more and more sites that you can go and get your irises scanned. I'm talking like downtown San Francisco, where they now have Worldcoin centers that you can go in and start to scan your eyes. Not only this, but they've also built these mini orbs which fit into backpacks. You can have these in gas stations. You can have someone carrying around in a backpack, going to schools, collecting people's data, and this data then goes on chain and gives you an identity. And as this continues to grow and expand, this is where I think the adoption is taking place. Loads of people are probably using this and aren't even aware that this is a blockchain technology. That's where things are going to get really exciting in crypto. And right now it's $1 billion market cap. And that's with 12 million people using this. If this reaches 1 billion users, that $1 billion market cap is going to go to 10, 50, maybe even $100 billion into the future. Remember, this particular industry is worth billions of dollars and will be projected to be worth $600 billion by the year 2032. That's not far away. Things are getting very, very interesting right now. And if you can find projects that are showing this adoption, it's a no-brainer. And World is now starting to make major partnerships out there with the likes of MasterCard. It's making partnerships with Circle. It's made another partnership with Match, which is the company behind Tinder. So in the future, when you are interacting with platforms like Tinder, there's a very good chance that you have to go and have a Worldcoin wallet, and the Worldcoin wallet gets integrated into Tinder. Imagine that. There's literally hundreds of millions of users using Tinder right now. And if you want to use a MasterCard in future, maybe you have to go and have your eyes scanned and you have to be part of this particular network. I think this is a very, very interesting play because I do see where the adoption is taking place, and we're already seeing the adoption at this point. This is only going to accelerate as funding increases, as awareness starts to arrive, as it becomes commonplace where everybody starts to tell their friends that they need to go and do this next. This is exactly what we saw when Facebook came around back in 2005, 2006. People started to hear about it from their friends and everybody got involved. Facebook blew up to an enormous company, and this looks like it might do the same. Now, as we can see, looking across the Worldcoin chart, this obviously started its life in a pretty buoyant market back in 2023. At a very, very big push, it reached around $12 billion, all the way back in March 2024, only to see a big cool off following then. But because of all this adoption, because of what we're seeing right now, I have high hopes for this being a pretty strong entry area down here. Obviously not financial advice. Go out there and really understand what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this adoption. Look for yourself. Go around in your city and see if you can identify a place to go and get your eyes scanned for Worldcoin. Go and do it yourself. See the whole process. See whether there's lots of other people doing this as well. That is where you're going to see real adoption taking place. And that's why I'm very excited, having done this myself in Hong Kong last summer. Now, in terms of entry, as you can see, it's currently sat around $1 billion. It's been at $12 billion in the past. Now, obviously, if adoption continues, and on top of that, we see hype and excitement returning to the crypto markets, which, let's be honest, is going to happen as soon as Bitcoin crosses $100,000. And currently, it's at 99,229. So it's probably going to happen by the end of the day, when you're going to see Fox News and BBC News talking about Bitcoin back up, and little Timmy and his bros are going to be rushing back to buy crypto. Then these projects are also going to expand. From this particular level, price appreciation to the future, it's hard to say exactly how big this can get, but I don't see why this can't go to $20 billion, to $100 billion, potentially even in this bull market, maybe even into the next bull market, who knows. It's a $1 billion coin right now. This is a very exciting time. Now, obviously, there are other projects out there that also potentially offer this kind of human-like intelligence, or potential to be able to build on the kind of human intelligence, digital human space that is starting to grow right now. And I just wanted to feature a few projects that I think are going to really benefit from this particular space. Let me know down below if there's anything I've missed, any projects that you think I should be including in my videos. Also, if you're looking to pick up any of these particular tokens, Humans AI and Worldcoin are both available on Bitunix, which comes with a deposit bonus. Also, it doesn't require KYC, so no matter where you are in the world, you can access that particular exchange. Also, you can use a NordVPN, which is also linked down below, with a significant discount. That's going to allow you to access that exchange no matter where you are in the world and keep you safe while you're doing it by adding an extra layer of security by changing your IP address. Also, because Antics is yet to go live, is yet to see TGE, but that will likely come very soon, you can access the pre-sale with that 5% bonus of tokens through my link down down below if you want to go and check that out. But obviously, go and research all of these projects before investing. If you don't want to invest, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to talk about a lot of projects over the year ahead. Some of them I hold, some of them I don't hold. There's so many out there, so much excitement. I just want to educate you and show you what the potential of technology is going forward, because it's an incredibly exciting time. Guys, if you made it through this far and you haven't done it already, just do me a favor. Either leave a comment down below or just hit the like button, or do both. That would be amazing. That really helps me get my content out to more people and helps me on my mission to try and level the playing field out there in crypto and educate people as much as possible on the opportunity that is in this crypto space. Guys, thanks very much for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye-bye.